It's Colin, Mile High Modern, checking in now, late November, and chatting really about the theme of the blog, if you read it, which is preparation, and why I am focusing on this as a really important component of next year's strategy is that I expect the market to develop a little bit differently than in years past. And this is reflecting on where we've come from 2024 into 2025, which is right now we're seeing listings behave in a very broad spectrum of ways. And when I say that, I mean truly that we're seeing homes still receive multiple offers into November. That is definitely the exception. More often, we're seeing increased days on market. We're seeing concessions being offered on over 50% of properties closing in the month of October. And this is leading me to conclude that next year's market is going to develop in a very unique and different way that will require more preparation. And where I would focus specifically, if I were a buyer, I would want to understand exactly my market of interest. And the reason being is if you're a buyer that's willing to do work, that's willing to perhaps take on some sweat equity, that's willing to compromise slightly on location, there's going to be deals that develop well into the first and second quarter next year because we have higher inventory, we have less buyers out there. Interest rates are not behaving as well as they previously had. So if you're looking to be creative on the buy side, I assure you the deals will spill over into next year. Now, we've talked about seasonality for years now on these calls, on these videos, and seasonality will be in effect, so the market will speed up. Right now we're in the slowest part of the year. It will speed up. There will be more buyer activity. There will be more listings and buyers out in the market, but I anticipate we are going to end the year with the highest inventory we've seen in a decade in all the markets that I work in, Boulder County, city of Boulder, and then definitely Denver Metro. I can say that without any sort of hesitation. We will end the year with the most inventory in a decade in December. So keep that in mind as you're preparing on the buy side. Understanding your market of interest and then acting accordingly, very important because you're going to see the broadest spectrum of opportunity. On the listing side, not a lot has changed if you are ready to bring the heat, to quote the blog. You must come on reflective of what type of market you're going to be in, which is going to be competitive, but competitive in the sense of you may have multiple other listings in the same neighborhood, in the same price point and you want to make sure that you are positioned to beat those listings. You want to price against them, you want to prepare against them, and you want to be certain that you can capture the largest buyer pool with the hopes of getting your home on and off the market fairly quickly. Days on market are punitive. Buyers are becoming more savvy and understanding that right now, if it makes it through a weekend or 2 weekends, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the property. But certainly as we're starting to approach a month on market, that leads me to expect some price erosion on your listing. Preparation on listings is, I don't want to say simple because it requires capital, it requires time, it requires a lot of different professionals to come into the property and assess and make sure that it is positioned for the best exposure on the market. So I'm talking interior designer, painters, stagers, doing floors, changing out light fixtures, entertaining some of these, I would call smaller cost upgrades to really position your property in the most favorable way against competition, and also so that it is a turnkey opportunity for the right buyer to come along. So opportunities in 2025, I assure you, if you're prepared and you get started early, and I know I have a handful of clients who have already taken photos in the fall in preparations for an early spring listing, this is the time to start having those conversations. I'm here to support those. And as always, take care till next time. Ciao. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you in December.